Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here. Today guys, another movie review, and today guys I'm reviewing The Cabin in the Woods, which was released in 2011, 2012. It kind of really depends on what you really count as the release date for say, but this is kind of a horror movie that's kind of a homage to all horror movies, and from the logic of this movie, you can chalk up pretty much any horror movie to take place in this universe, which is kind of really cool, and it's kind of a self-aware movie. And, this is one of those movies where you really don't want to know nothing about it going in. And, unfortunately, I did, but, I still enjoyed the hell out of this movie because this movie is fantastic. So if I suggest if you haven't seen it, go watch it because you will really enjoy it and love, I guess, the twist or kind of the twist spin on the horror movie genre in general, which is really interesting, but... you got characters such as, Kurt, played by Chris Hemsworth, and yes, this was Thor or whatnot. You got, Anna Hutchinson, some other people in there, but pretty much this group of kids go to a cabin in the wood, titular name right there, and, let's just say that, everything is not right. The whole situation is controlled by these, people which are called the, well, we don't really have a name for them, but, they're, I guess, on the lower floor, I guess, and it's apparently this ritual which apparently a lot of countries do, which is in order to keep the gods happy. You got to kill these teenagers or whatnot, the younger people, I guess, in order to, and they got to be killed in a certain order, as they say in the movie, the horror first, and then the smart one, the brave one, or the athletic one, and whatnot, the Joker or whatnot, and then, the virgin one can either be left alive or killed. It don't really matter as long as she just has to be the last, or, him or whatever. And, this is to please these giant gods that apparently live under the earth, which, that is absolutely insane, and so is the, final 20 minutes of the movie is batshit insane, but... these kids go to the cabin in the woods, and they pretty much pick their own fate while they're in the basement of it. They pick the fate of the Buckners, which are pretty much, as the people on the floor say, redneck torture zombies, which is very interesting. But and I wish we kind of get to see more of the Buckners. They're kind of really in the shadows, so you can't really appreciate the makeup, but I can definitely tell there's some great makeup work there, and I just wish you could see that more, honestly. But I love how they just throw around bear traps and stuff and trap them and stuff. And also, this does explain a lot of the stereotypes in all the horror movies, the dumb blonde. The people on the floor manipulated the girl's hair dye, soak it through the scalp and make her more dumb. They can pump in pheromones, make certain stuff happen, them have sex or whatnot. They can control the temperature, the moonlight, and all that. It's really interesting, and I don't know, it's just... Like I said, you can pretty much explain any horror movie through this movie, which is pretty awesome. And, all those artifacts in the basement, those choose different fates. The shell was the mermaids, which, what's-his-face on the floor really wanted, is his favorite. And, it's kind of ironic that that's the way he went out. And, the mermaid, holy crap, that is, or mer people, that was a great kill, I will say, but... And you also got, homages to classic horror movies, especially in all the cubes of elevators of monsters, which is really cool. Heck, even Sigourney Weaver shows up as, the person in charge, per se, which is kind of cool, little cameo for her, but, yeah, and like I said, this pretty much explains all horror movies, the whole, subplot with or not really subplot, but the whole plot with, the teenagers, that's really cool, and probably definitely my favorite character is, let's see, I forgot his name, Marty. He's definitely the best, and, he's kind of stoned out the entire time, but, he ends up, realize what's going on pretty early on, puppeteers or whatnot, and then, her and Dana, or him and Dana, escape down the elevator that the Buckners came up through, and, pretty much break out all the monsters, and they start going on a murder, slaughter, massacre, is easily some of the best 20 minutes of the final of a movie ever. And let me just say, I also love the people on the floor, what's his face, which was the dad from Step Brothers. He's great in this, and so is the person he works with. I forgot his name, honestly, but he's in some other stuff too. Their names is Sitterson and Hadley, which I did like their characters. How it's just a mundane office environment. They're killing people, and they're pleasing a giant ancient god or whatnot that lives under the earth and will destroy the world if it doesn't get its sacrifices. Which and then later in the movie, it's all up to them because Japan failed and all the other countries failed. Eventually they fail too. But like I said, this movie subverts expectations and is honestly, like I said, it's so great, to have all these stereotypes kind of made fun of, but in a really smart way. And, I love seeing all the horror references. Like, you got that one guy that's pretty much Pinhead, but he's got, like, saw blades instead. And, I don't know, it's just really, really cool seeing. And, especially that 20 minutes where it's just a complete slaughter fest. Like, excellent, excellent, excellent. You do not expect that movie or, it to go there, especially if you're watching it for the first time. And, this movie's honestly just great. Great Halloween movie. Overall, you get a little bit of everything in there for you. But, like I said, I honestly really, really like this movie. I probably give this movie about an 8.5 out of 10. Nothing, too spectacular enough where I'm like, holy crap, this movie's one of the best, horror movies I've ever seen. But really, really enjoyable to watch, and I'm definitely going to give it a positive rating. So I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10, because, you could definitely at least watch this once a year for Halloween and, really have a lot of fun. And I can imagine it being fun to show one of your friends that don't know nothing about it, which I might end up doing this year. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below, what you guys thought about this movie. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And what's your kind of thoughts on, the whole stereotype thing that they kind of, they kind of parody horror movies in this. But check out my Twitter and Discord, link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!